gonna be an incredible movie facts video, and we're gonna talk about some interesting facts on Batman Returns. And it recently celebrated its anniversary this month, and with that being said, we're gonna share some interesting facts on Batman Returns for its anniversary. One, in order to get the cast to surround Selena when she's knocked out, the filmmakers put Tuna on the dummy version of Selena and Tuna on Selena's suit. Okay, that makes sense of why they had to do that to get the cat's attention. But was Tuna. I bet it was pretty fishy after that. And by the way, I love Tuna, but yeah, that's what they just had to do. Two, Batman doesn't wear boots in the movie. There are Air Jordan 6s connected to an upper, which gives the boot-like feeling. Okay, so it's like an illusion, like they look like boots, although they're not. But okay, good to know. 3. Max Shrek foreshadows two things. One that turns out to be especially ominous. I wish it could hand world peace and unconditional love, wrapped in a big bow. And one that foreshadows his own death. I am the light of this city. Has he said that? I mean, I've seen the movie many times. Although, if he has said it, I probably did not hear it. So, sorry. But yeah, I did not catch that. I mean, I knew what he said, but I did not know that it actually foreshadowed two different things in the movie. 4. Meryl Streep and Brooke Shields were briefly considered for the role of Catwoman. Now, although they're both really good actresses, yet I don't really quite see them as Catwoman, but Michelle Pfeiffer, she did an amazing job, and she made that role, like she was perfect as Catwoman. 5. Michael Keaton revealed that his favorite scene was when his character smiles at the tattooed strawman after putting the bomb on him. 6. Rowan Atkinson was considered for the role of the Penguin. Okay, now, I've seen his performance as Mr. Bean. Yeah, that's just a really good, funny show, and the way he portrays Mr. Bean. And I didn't find out until, much later that he was actually the voice of Zazu in The Lion King, so that's quite interesting to know. But I'm wondering how he would take on the role if he was cast as the Penguin. Like, I don't know really. Maybe it could have been maybe an interesting turn, or yeah, it could have been quite different, but I don't know. But although I would have to say Danny DeVito was a perfect choice for the Penguin as well, because he did just such a really good job. 7. Max Shrek was created specifically for the film. My question is, was his character somehow in the comic books, or was he just specifically created for the film itself? Because in a way that's like like with Nicole Kidman's character in Batman Forever, like she was never in the Batman comic books, but her character was just created, and you know, mostly for the movie of Batman Forever, and for her, like, well, for Batman to have like a love interest in that movie, and so was it like this? I'm guessing it was because you know, like even though he's not technically Batman's arch nemesis or anything, but although he's still somewhat a bad guy because he's up to no good and he's hiding of what he's up to, and the thing is that in the movie it never really clarifies on what his intentions are, because um there's something I heard about toxic waste. Like, I'm not sure what that has to do with anything or what. Like, I don't know. I don't know what that guy was up to, but hmm. 8. An early script, the teaser would have originally been used to electrocute. I'm sorry. I don't think I said that right. Electrocute and scar Harvey Dent. Yeah, I'm sorry. I actually said it wrong earlier. So, let's say if they had used Harvey Dent to become Two-Face, and if he had been electrocuted in the movie, then that would have meant from that electrocution scene, it would have scarred not just on his left side, but on the left side of his body. But that's where he would become Two-Face. So, of course, they didn't. I think they felt that this wouldn't be the movie to bring Harvey Dent into the movie for him to become Two-Face. But of course, we see him in Batman Forever, though, although it's not so much like how he becomes Two-Face, it's more like he already is Two-Face. So um, but yeah, instead for that scene, I think they just decided to kill off Max Shrek. Oh, and speaking of the character, 9. In one version of the script, Max Shrek was discovered to be the Penguin's older brother. Now, in case if any of you have known that, you probably know as really huge Batman fans from both comic books and the movies, and maybe just Batman Returns in general. So you probably know that already. But for those who don't know that, yeah, I was actually quite surprised to hear about this, because I'm like, if you think about it, let's say if they had went with that, if they went with, oh yeah, let's put a twist in there where all this time when Shrek, with Max, when he was trying to help out the Penguin, turns out, like, oh yeah, he's actually the Penguin's older brother, like, so that would have meant that those, that means that the Penguin's parents, who had him, that would have meant that they had a son way before Oswald, and somehow they kept, of course, their firstborn, but then with their second-born child, who had, hands that were like, his fingers were fused together. It's like, yeah, they freaked out and, did what they did, which was horrible. And I think that's what led the Penguin to be what he was, and all that. But let's say they had went with that would have changed the story completely, and that would have changed certain things throughout the movie, like certain situations that happened, certain events that took place, yeah, that would have been very different. But they did not went with that. That was just in the early one version of the script. So let me know. Would you have liked that? Would you have liked that version if it had turned out to be, or if they had used that, where Shrek turns out to be the penguin's older brother? Would you have liked that, or would you think like, nah, like that would just be ridiculous? Like, no, like just don't have those two characters connected in any way. Like, let me know what you think about that. But gee. 10. Max Shrek is a reference to the star of Nosferatu. Yep. And yeah, that is true. Now, I did not know that at first. Because, as many times I've seen, as many times I've seen Batman Returns, I never knew that his character's name was a reference to an actor that played the vampire in Nosferatu in the 1922 movie, the vampire movie. I did not know that at the time. I just thought maybe, that was just his character's name. I didn't really thought anything about it. But it was until I looked it up and I saw that his character's name is a reference to the actor who played a vampire in Nosferatu. Yeah, that's when I was quite surprised. And actually, I probably knew about it because there was a time I was watching Nosferatu and I saw the actor's name, Max Schreck, and it showed that he played, the vampire, and I'm like, wait a minute, so that's his name, and I kept thinking, okay, so either maybe with Batman Returns, so I kept thinking, is there a connection here that maybe with Christopher Walken's character, that maybe with his name, like is his name somehow connected to the actor that played the vampire Nosferatu, like that he happens to have the same name, first and last name, or is this just a coincidence? Because I thought either there is some kind of connection, like maybe somebody thought, maybe was inspired and decided to use that actor's name for Christopher Walken's character to have the same name, or it could have been just a coincidence. But it's not a coincidence. I think somebody was just inspired and thought, you know what, that would be a good name for his character. And you know what, I think that name actually suited his character, But yeah, that's just another fun fact. And for those who probably do know that, then and for those who haven't known and are completely surprised like I was, then now And so that's all for the facts on Batman Returns. So leave a comment down below on if you've seen this movie and whether this is your favorite Batman movie. Although for me, it's not my favorite. I mean, I still like it and everything. It's still a really good movie and I still enjoy watching it. But it does have a bit of, I almost mixed up my words. It does have a dark tone to it, and I know so if you may really love that for that reason, although there are certain things that go a little bit dark for me, which I'm like, okay, I think I kind of just pull away from that because I'm like, whoa. Although I will review it, so I'll probably mention that in that. So, anyway, let me know what your thoughts on these facts on Batman Returns. And I only picked these ones because there are so many facts on Batman Returns, and I just couldn't. I mean, I wanted to pick so many of them, but there would have been over 10, so I had to pick certain ones that I had to pick out. So, hope you enjoyed this, and if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe and like this video, and leave a comment down below. Share your thoughts on Batman Returns. If you like it, if it's your favorite, and if you're a Batman fan. And, yeah, share this as well. And that's all for today, and I'll see you at the movies.